Brilliance Audio presents Bring Them Home by D.S. Butler, performed by Henrietta Meir. "I'm not sure about this," Sian Gibson muttered to her friend as they crept along the school corridor. There was no one else around, as the other children had gone back to the classroom. Emily turned around and pressed a finger against her lips. "Shh! Do you want someone to hear? Mrs. Morrison will go mental if she catches us." Sian wished someone would hear them. She wanted to get caught before they left the school grounds. Her mother would be furious if she found out she'd skived off. It was different for Emily. She was always in trouble, and didn't seem to care. In fact, the entire Dean family were in trouble, according to Sian's mother. Emily looped her arm through Sian's and pulled her along. As they made their way past a line of colourful coats hanging from hooks on the walls, Emily grinned. She passed Sian her yellow coat before putting on her red anorak. Sian's coat was only a month old, but Emily had the same anorak as last year. The cuffs were ragged, and there was a small hole by her right elbow. She usually turned the sleeves up carefully so the other children wouldn't notice the frayed hems, but today she was too excited to care. The girls were mounting a daring escape and leaving school a full 5 minutes before the bell, signalling the end of the school day. Ahead of them, the door to the playground was open. Nothing stood in their way. Sian felt her stomach tighten. She couldn't back out now. Emily would think she was a baby. As they left the school corridor and stepped out into the cold October afternoon, Sian shivered. She looked back over her shoulder towards the classroom windows. Their classmates would be sitting cross-legged on the floor, listening to the teacher reading another chapter of The Magician's Nephew. Sian wished she was back there in the warm with them. Emily tugged her arm. "What's the matter with you? Don't you want to see the ponies?" "I didn't say that. I just don't see why we have to leave school early. We'll be in so much trouble if Mrs. Morrison finds out. What if she calls my mum?" "She won't find out if you get a move on. Hurry up." Sian's mother said Emily was a bossy little madam, and she didn't like her spending time with the Dean girl. Sian had begged to be allowed to go to Emily's for tea, and had been surprised when her mother had finally relented. She'd be having kittens if she knew they were creeping out of school early. It was only 5 minutes, though. Surely that couldn't get them into much trouble. Emily had insisted they leave school before the bell rang, because she said she didn't want any of the other children finding out about the ponies. Emily was horse-mad at the moment. All she'd talked about for the past 6 months was ponies and horses. Her parents had told her they weren't wasting money on horse-riding lessons, but Emily walked to the stables every Friday afternoon and watched Sian's weekly lesson with her Welsh cob, Florence. Emily watched those lessons with such longing, it made Sian feel guilty. Now, Emily was about to have her own riding lesson. She was glad for her friend, but didn't understand why they had to keep it secret. Sian loved horses. There was something comforting about the smell of the stables, and stroking the soft muzzles of the gentle ponies was the best feeling in the world. So she didn't know why she was feeling so nervous. It was probably because she was afraid of being caught. Emily was right. She was a baby. She hated getting into trouble.